It's time to mask up again, but this time the virus didn't come from a bird or even a pig. I'm talking about Donald 25, the newest virus to infiltrate the global economy. We've also got to talk about inventory and how it's impacting buyer behavior. And then be sure to stick around until the end because I'm rounding things out with the Zillow controversy. Someone's in trouble, and I'm not talking about Gary Shapley, the fourth IRS commissioner to be fired so far this year after serving only 3 days in the position. Fed Chair Powell might actually be next on the chopping block. The legality of firing a Federal Reserve chair without cause is somewhat unclear, but one thing that is clear is that the legality of anything doesn't matter anymore. Powell chooses sides this week, and not political sides as the president accused him of. He chose sides between the Fed's dual mandate of supporting the labor market while controlling inflation. He picked inflation. He said it's more important for them to get it under control, and they are more worried about Trump's tariffs, which seem to have a bigger impact than they had initially planned for, and will likely increase inflation and slow economic growth. The economic uncertainty that Powell was referring to is Donald 25. The last time we saw tourism take a hit like this, prices increase like this, and this level of layoffs, we were dealing with a pandemic. It's not COVID this time, it's Trump's tariffs. You know what they say about disasters? They are all, in some sense, man-made. Some come from a lab in China, some come from Palm Beach, Florida. When the R word comes up this weekend, it's important to understand its impact on the real estate market. Buyer behavior is where we start. The free fall of interest rates was short-lived, and we've stabilized in the sixes. While no one really knows what's going to happen next, the market seems to have made its peace with higher borrowing costs. Buyers are playing a longer game by focusing on return on investment, especially when you compare real estate right now with other asset classes, as well as focusing on the stability that homeownership provides. Sellers are freeing themselves from the golden handcuffs and listing their properties. March data won't be released until next week, but February showed that we were up 17% on inventory compared to February of last year. Unsold inventory was also up to 3.5 months from 3 months. This definitely supports a more balanced market. The tipping point is typically 6 months inventory sitting, but in recent years, we've been down to 7 days of inventory at times. So 3.5 months is a stark change. This is the kind of market I would want to shop in. A balanced one. Now, clear cooperation is where we need to start the conversation about what Zillow announced, because the clear cooperation policy was introduced by the National Association of Realtors in 2020 to combat pocket listings. A pocket listing is when an agent has a home for sale, but they don't put it on the MLS. They spread the word on their own, and they try to sell it off market. A rule was made that within 1 business day of marketing the property in any way, that it needed to be listed on the MLS. Some brokerages didn't really like this for their business model. The agency and Compass, they threatened to go full independent, withdrawing from the MLS. These brokerages want to be able to create exclusivity that they can market, where they say, you'll be a part of this inner circle where we'll have access to pocket listings, exclusive listings. It can attract agents who want that kind of access and sellers who want to sell their home privately but still know that it's going to be marketed well. Enter Zillow from stage left. Zillow came out and took a very, very bold stance. They said that pocket listings would never be allowed to appear on their site. In an effort to build support and gain trust from the marketplace, meaning consumers, they now require listings be fully accessible to all users. No more exclusives. In my opinion, as a buyer, you have to be working with a highly active agent, because this move means that proactive buyers who are online searching all the time won't have that edge of seeing those pre-MLS listings right when they first appear. More transparency for you means more transparency for your competition too, right? If your realtor is highly engaged in the market, boots on the ground every day, actively searching on your behalf, you're fine. As a seller, I think the only loss here is privacy. It's a real loss if you wanted to sell your home quietly, but other than that, The exclusivity thing is just a marketing play that can sometimes land well and sometimes not, and just fizzle. As a realtor, I would be feeling the pressure to create more value. You won't have a marketing tool of pre-MLS listings to create buzz or offer access to your VIP clients or colleagues. You can't promise sellers and buyers that you are able to facilitate insider deals. Or at least you can't promise you'll use Zillow to do it, which is the bottom line. Zillow wants to solidify its power as the real estate gatekeeper. And now that you have my opinion, I'm very interested to hear yours. So drop a comment or slide into my DMs because this is a conversation that I'm very interested in expanding.